Welcome to Mercy's Designs. My name is Mercy and I demonstrate Stampin' Up! Products. Today I'm going to show you this really cute card. This is meant for, I'm going to use it for graduations, and the color scheme I used matches my daughter's school. So she is graduating this spring, and I want to make some cards for her friends and so on, because it's definitely not going to be the same type of graduation experience that most people are used to. So when you open up the card, I also have this go confidently in the direction of your dreams. So I used actually 3 stamp sets. So the main one would be Capture the Good, and this will be retiring. So if you want this one, don't hesitate, buy it now. And it's just really cute with this camera. I really enjoy photography. And then inside is silhouette scenes. So I used this one, and then of course this one, Go Confidently in the Direction of Your Dreams. And then finally, Beautiful Friendship. I really liked how they said, a very big congratulations and best wishes to you. So I put that down here. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention was the silver glimmer paper that you see here. That is also retiring. So I do not know why, because I absolutely love it, but it is what it is. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this camera. And I went ahead and I already stamped it and cut it out. I used basic black paper, and I stamped with Versamark and then embossed with white embossing powder. And so my inspiration came from Tammy White, who was the designer of the stamp set. So she made a really adorable pop-up card, which I did not, but I took her idea with stamping on the black paper, and it's just really cute. All right, so of course we want this lens to look more like a lens. So I have this 1-inch punch, which will also be retiring. So many things are retiring, but we have a lot of cool things coming too. All right, so go smallest to largest with your punching. Okay, so we punched that out. Now we're getting a hole. And then this is the 1.5-inch punch, which is not retiring. So just center it the best you can. I think that looks about right. And that pops right out. So what you're left with is this. Now, the next step is to get your die cut, if you have a die cutting machine, and die cut this out. This circle is 1 5/8 if you're looking to duplicate this. But I do not want to exactly show that because it takes some time, so I do have one already die cut out. But before we move on to that, I wanted to show what I did with this little piece. So with this little piece, I went ahead and fussy cut it. We don't have a die that's that small, but it's extremely easy to fussy cut. And you're not going to see that it's not perfectly even because there's so much distraction here with the embossing. So I'm just going basically on that line that I see it, and it's taking a sliver off. So that's how much is taken off, not a lot. So as I was saying, I already have this piece already die cut out using that 1 5/8 circle. And I also stamped the smile on basic black and fussy cut that out. And I also got that idea from Tammy, really cute idea. So here we have the pieces. And what I do next is quite simple. Here's the glimmer paper. So just simply flip this on its back. Get your glue dots. You can use small ones, or I'm using the bigger ones because there's a lot of area here. You can use glue, but there's some issues with the glimmer paper and glue. It doesn't work super well. So I'm just going to go ahead and using glue dots. Plus it elevates it slightly, so we get a little bit more dimension. I know I'm adding a lot here. I just started this roll, so I should be fine. I am actually running out of some of my glue, so that's next on my needing list because I've been doing a lot of crafting during this time of isolation, let's call it that. And so I'm starting to run out of that sort of thing, but I still have plenty of other supplies. Okay, so I'm just centering this here. Now, you could do a circle and try to match it up, but I like how a whole piece will keep it more stable. All right, so this is what we have on now. And now we're going to re-put it back together. So what I would recommend is these little black dimensionals because it won't show through. So I like to add quite a few. All right, so now we have this. Now we have to kind of put it back together. And as I remember, it was kind of like this. I did make a number of these, but more importantly is the next piece that you line that up correctly. So I'm going to just use 2 big black ones and I'm going to stack them. I like to stack them just to add a higher level to the center one. Okay, so now we have to line this up and I'm just going to hold it, and I know that's not correct. So I'm going to hold this and I still feel like that's not quite it. Okay, that looks 3rd time's the charm. So as you can see, you want to kind of line it up. Because we trimmed it off, you can see through it better. I don't know if you can see that. And it's just enough sparkle to add a little without being overwhelming, which is the way I like things like that. Glimmer paper goes a long way. All right, so here we have some a scrap here, and the reason why I'm bringing that in is we're going to do a little bit of sponging. So I have terracotta tile, and I've already embossed a piece of terracotta tile. So all I want to do is bring it up the color. So I'm just going to add a little, and I'm not going to do the whole piece because I did this ahead of time, but I wanted you to see the dramatic difference, how it really makes it pop when you do that. And then I would suggest going around the edges of the whole thing. So that's my recommendation. And then the finished result looks like this. So I also went ahead and die cut out the sentiment. So we have it here. And we just set this right here. I'm going to pause my video real quick and grab my base. Here is my basic gray card base, and I'm just going to add that right now before I continue to build the card. I think this is really a fun, non-traditional graduation card. It's really cute. I do like, you know, the graduation cap and that sort of theme, but sometimes it kind of like, oh, I've seen that, you know. So it's kind of fun to do something a little different for graduation. And I think this definitely is a little bit different. I really like it. Okay, so here is our beautiful camera. And who doesn't take tons of pictures for graduation? I know I plan to take quite a few. Oh, and I also recommend just holding this in place to make sure that you're allowing enough space. And that looks pretty good. So if you want to put a dimensional back there, you can. Right now I'm just going to add a couple to this little sentiment. I'm going to use the big ones just to save time mostly. Oops, it went with me. Okay, so then I just put the smile up here, and you can do, you know, wherever you wanted. All right, so that is the outside of the card, but we're not done. I set up my Stamparatus to accommodate what I have inside. So I'm just gonna put this in place. I do not like using two of the same big magnets. If you snap them together, they will break. I have that on, I've heard people do that anyhow. Okay, so I'm just inking this up really well, the silhouette. And what I found is that you have to do the silhouette twice because it looks kind of, not, like perfectly, but the sentiment is plenty. So I just bring in like some scratch paper and cover it. So now it's nice and dark. And there we have it. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. So my daughter is set to go to college in the fall. I'm so excited for her. She's going to be going to Hillsdale. And we're hoping everything goes smoothly and she's able to go at the normal time. Of course, with the current crises we have right now, everything feels a little up in the air, but we're hopeful. Okay, so this is the last piece to add. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. If you have any stamping needs, please email me at mewants3@gmail.com and I'd be happy to help you place an order with a host code. All right, so here's our card. Here's the original. They're pretty much the same. So I hope you give this a try, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Happy stamping.